that category over the course of the season. So to me, the team that rebounds is definitely going to have an edge in this one. When it comes to shooting, they shoot about the same. On threes, they shoot about the same on twos. So it comes down to rebounding, turnovers, and the factor. But again, the Achilles heel for this Langston Lion team is when they don't bring the defense, the offense tends to struggle. The defense helps dictate the offense, right. And tonight they need that if they're going to make a statement. I don't care if it's against Texas Wesleyan. I don't care if it's against Nelson College. I don't care if it's against anybody here. If they don't do that, which is the DNA of a Chris Wright team, they struggle.
Yeah, and I think LU's really going to have to boost their perimeter defense. If you look at the last time they played, Texas Wesleyan scored 18 more points off three-point shots. So you're really going to have to limit their opportunities and as well as their points in the paint.
Let's get the starting lineups now from Mr. Busby.
Let's get the starting lineup for the Rams from Texas Wesleyan University. .6'4" guard number 4, Trey Shinlow. 6'3" guard number 5, Caden Morgan. 6'5" forward number 10, Montez Young Jr. 6'8" forward number 13, Vegas Evans. And the 6'5" guard number 31, Anthony Harris. Head coach of the Rams is Brian Wanamaker. Assistant coaches is Melvin Lawrence, Teddy Baker, Orlando Gorilla, and Jaden Connor. And now let's meet your Langston University Lions. A 6'1" guard from St. Louis, Missouri, number 0, Mario McKinney. 5'10" guard from San Francisco, California, number 1, Bryce Monroe. 6'7" forward from Lebanon, Kentucky, number 2, Jamison Epps. 6'3" guard from Cairo, Egypt, number 3, Maru. And a 6'9" forward from Dallas, Texas, number 11, Joshua Smith. Head coach of the Lions is Chris Wright. Associate head coach of the assistant coach John Warren.
All right, I want to thank Mr. Busby for that. Giving you a starting lineup for the Texas Wesleyan Rams. You've got number 4, a senior Trey Senegal. Number 5, a senior Caden Morgan. A junior, number 10, Montez Young Jr. Number 13, a junior Vegas Evan. And a sophomore, number 31, Anthony Ciaras.
Your starting lineup for the Langston Lion basketball team: number 0, senior guard Mario McKinney. Number 1, junior guard Bryce Monroe. Number 2, Jamison Epps, the senior forward. Number 3, senior guard Amaro Lotto. And number 11, sophomore forward / center Joshua Smith.
All right, the head coach for Texas Wesleyan Rams is Brian Wanamaker. And then, of course, for Chris Wright, the head coach for the Langston Lions.
Gotta watch number 4, Trey Senegal of Texas Wesleyan. He's the leading scorer on this team, averages over 16.5. Also, Montez Young Jr., number 10. He's second in scoring, but he leads the Rams in a rebound. So number 10 and number 4 for Texas Wesleyan are threats in this game. And Josh Smith wins the tip-off easily.
So now we're set to go as the action has begun. Langston Lions, number 19th in the country, trying to defend home court. As Bryce McKinney goes to the line, tries to get that shot to fall, goes to the hole, can't get it to fall. Trey Senegal with the rebound. Here comes the
Guess no whistle either. But here we go. First offensive possession for Wesley. Texas Wesleyan.
Going baseline, nice spin move, short corner shot. Shot no good by number 10, Montez Young Jr. The Lions maintain possession, and we're set to go.
Jamison Epps with the rebound. Get used to that phrase. I say it a lot, okay? And what a dish to Joshua Smith, who's just kind of an athletic nightmare. He's a mismatch. Three-point shot,
and Amaro Lato goes cash early in this game and shoots the ball from distance for 3. And it looks like the ball gets out in the middle of the floor, and the officials have chosen to blow the whistle here.
Mario McKinney's already annoying the offense of Texas Wesleyan.
Now, the one thing, the Lions off to a good shot shooting the 3. You mentioned it during the pregame,
right?
Swig. They only shot 19% in the game from 3 when these teams met 10 days ago. Contact up high, and now Mario McKinney going to get called for the foul there, team foul number 1. And
that's
so,
right.
And then Texas Wesleyan ended up shooting 47%. So that's a big factor in that game that ended up helping them extend the lead and making the lead insurmountable if the Lions not able to get back on top.
Yeah, perimeter defense is a focus for LU tonight. There's no question about it, with as well as Texas Wesleyan shot the basketball last time they played.
Now, I know Texas Wesleyan are without some key players tonight. We saw these teams match up 10 days ago, and the Lions were without one of their key pieces, so we'll see how Texas Wesleyan can adjust with theirs.
Puts
Driving
up a
down
prayer.
the lane, and they say wave off the shot, and there's going to be a foul on the ground.
Yeah, so it won't be a shooting foul. But you're right. Richard Mayfuel is not playing in this game for Texas Wesleyan. He's the third leading scorer on this team, and he's not playing because he was ejected from the ball game on Monday night against Oklahoma City University and will not play tonight.
All right, foul, and that is going to be – okay, the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Lion ball. So with him being ejected and not playing tonight, so Texas Wesleyan is going to have to adjust tonight, and we'll see if they can get that same type of energy. Again, you said it early, they jumped out to an 18-2 lead, and that forced the Lions without all their key pieces to try and make up some ground that they weren't able to make. Ball's going to be deflected out of bounds. Nice defensive cut there by Montez Young Jr.
I just think the ceiling is so high with Joshua Smith, number 11 for Langston. He's just a great combination of power and speed. He's got the body of an NBA player, and it's just going out there and executing his game plan efficiently and consistently.
And he's still young. And contact up top, they're going to get a foul called against Anthony Sierras.
And that's the thing that people need to know about LU is Chris Wright recruits Division I players that need a place to play for different reasons, and sometimes it's injuries, sometimes it's other stuff. But he seems to find it.
A good start for Amaro Lato, who already has 3 points. 8 seconds on the clock. Amaro Lato fires again. Shot no good. Joshua Smith tries to get the shot and the putback attempt. No good. Rebound controlled by Texas Wesleyan. Going to throw the ball ahead, deflected by Jamison Epps. Into the lane. High shot, arcing shot, no good. Rebound controlled by Lato. And here come the Lions. McKinney throws it to the corner. Lato fires another three-point shot. Give me all 1, 2, 3 of those. Amaro Lato must have something going tonight. He's already got 6 first quarter or first half points in this case.
Yeah, second three-pointer for him, up 6-0. Good start. Getting another steal, Mario McKinney.
Mario's in his bag, going to throw it. Lato says,
Do
I'm
I
going to go.
3 for 3? No, I don't.
So Lato still might get a chance to get another one off. Lato up fakes, drifts back, kicks it back over to Jamison Epps. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Now Bryce Monroe has it. Screen. Mario Monroe throws it. Lato says, I'm going for the hat trick. Front rim shot, no good. Rebound by Texas Wesleyan. Lions off to a 6-0 start, 6-0 run to start the game.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, they're getting their looks, and so far they're making their shots. You want to, making a high percentage of them at least. We'll see how that could
Short corner
progress.
Jay, no good. Rebound pulled down by Bryce Monroe.
So far, LU is just crashing the backboard right now. They're getting all the rebounds. Jamison Epps, Joshua Smith, Bryce Monroe, all getting boards. I love it.
Good things happen when your guards rebound. Jamison Epps tries to step through the double team, kicks it to the corner, working the ball around the perimeter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Monroe has it. Monroe
needs help, gets it from McKinney.
McKinney had to throw it back in bounds, tried to throw it out. Ball back in the hands now of Morgan. Morgan fires, shot no good. And somebody's going to get called.
They're going to get Mario McKinney for over the back, yeah. That's going to be his second foul.
So
here in the first half, they're going to have to take him out.
So Mario McKinney comes out of the game, and now Cameron McCoy comes in. And Cameron Bryce is also going to have to check in the game. Timeout called on the floor, 30-second timeout. Tonight's game, of course, is being brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Tinker Federal Credit Union. This is game 2 of tonight's hot action against Texas Wesleyan Rams tonight. It's OERB powering Greek night here at CF Gales. So a lot of folks standing and stepping tonight. Looking at the standings overall, Langston currently sits in 4th place. Texas Wesleyan is at 6th place overall in the standings right now. Both teams have made it to the tournament. So what's so important about this game? Seeding. Seeding matters.
Right.
If you can get the correct seed, it gives you the best chance to be successful of getting the easier draw going to the conference tournament. That's what you want. So if you're Langston at this point in time, you want to get there. You want to continue to show the conference elite that you still have a place along the top. And realistically, going into tonight, they still have a chance to still win the regular season. Now, they'll need some help from John Brown and Nelson College, obviously, but it's still possible. Shot is up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cameron McCoy as we're back to live action right now. Lions still up 6-0.
Coach Wright was just so complimentary of Cameron
McCoy.
Cameron McCoy and Cameron Bryce. They just said that they know their role. They're team players, they're glue guys, and they're dependable. And so to have them in the game right now with McKinney in a little bit of foul trouble.
4 seconds, they got to fire it. Cameron Bryce drains it. Bryce is nice from 3.
Did I say he was dependable?
Yeah, that's the definition of dependable. Right now it's 9-0. Langston on top, all by 3s. Then a corner 3 from the other end. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Cameron Bryce. 3
really
team fouls for the Lions. 1 team foul called against Texas Wesleyan early in this one. 14:57 to go before the end of the first half. Ball in the hands of Bryce, back in the hands of Lotto, who has 6. Box in the hands of Monroe. Monroe setting the table, kicks it out. Cameron Bryce fires another 3. Shot no good. Nice strong rebound pulled down by Vegas Evans. Ball in the hands now of Senegal. Senegal rises up and fires from the wing. Shot no good. And Jamison Epps tries to back tap it in, and the ball's going to be deflected out of bounds, and it will be Ram ball.
I mean, Jamison Epps, when it comes to rebounding the basketball, he's going to take a breather here. He's been very busy so far this first half. He just has a knack to find where the basketball is going to land, and that's by studying film. That's by intuition. That's by playing the game. Dennis Rodman had that, believe it or not, and Jamison Epps has that same ability.
Turn and fire in the middle of the lane. Shot no good. The ball's going to be tapped out of bounds and will be Texas Wesleyan ball. So Cameron McCoy checks out of the game. Joshua Smith returns. Amaro Lotto takes a seat, and the law firm comes in the game. That's Aaron Lemon Warren in the game right now. And to the basket with a nice, easy money play. Vegas Evans rolling to the basket, kisses it up high off the backboard.
Yeah, McCoy tried to make the play, but somehow they were able to get the pass in and right under the basket for a bucket.
Thank you for that correction. Cameron McCoy stayed in the game. It is Jamison Epps that came out. So going to work now. Bryce Monroe pulls up from the elbow. Difficult shot. Our difficulty on a scale of 1 to 10, that was about an 8.5. Fading back from the elbow, he knocks it down. Across the timeline now comes into the game Matt Nero, who just gets back in the game for his first opportunity today. Bounce pass down baseline, rolling to the basket, kiss off the glass. Shot is good, and he says he's too small. Montez Young says he can't handle me. 11-4 to go, 13:40 in the first half.
Well, he got to his spot quicker. I mean, that was a great offensive play ran by Texas Wesleyan to get the bucket, but they're kind of struggling right now on defense.
Ball in the hands now of Cameron Bryce. Back to Monroe with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Monroe rolling.
Really good screen.
Swings it to the corner. Aaron Lemon Warren pulls up. Short corner jump shot. Shot no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line shooting 2 as Texas Wesleyan has picked up their second team foul.
Yeah, Caden Morgan will get called for the foul for the Rams. And, you know, you look down there, Coach Chris Wright is just, I mean, he didn't shut up. He's just down there coaching his behind off, and I love it. And his players love it because they want to win so dang badly. And knocks down that free throw. Really good start to LU. I mean, this is a different start than what we saw the last time they played 10 days ago. I know it was in Fort Worth, but, hey, you're in Langston, Oklahoma. See if Gales Fieldhouse tonight. It's a different atmosphere, different energy in the room. And if you can continue to be successful, draw fouls, make those free throws, they're going to be a good spot tonight.
All right.
Mario McKinney's back in the game.
So Lemon Warren has, I'm surprised he's back in the game with 2 fouls. So shot up from the left wing, shot no good. Going to throw it back in. Nice save by Randolph. Now back in the hands of Nero, being covered by Aaron Lemon Warren. 10 seconds on the shot clock because that last shot did not draw iron. Into the lane goes Montez Young, who rolls to the basket and very smooth gets that one to fall.
He's a good player. You know, he's a double-double guy, leads his team in rebounds, second in scoring. He can make shots like that consistently. So you just got to keep fighting him and wear him down. And there's McKinney right there at the wing. Finds Josh Smith underneath.
Josh Smith shoots, shot is no good, but that foul's going to be called. It looks like against Noah. No, it's not. It's going to be called against Kaya Randolph. So Randolph's going to send Joshua Smith to the free throw line. Joshua Smith has yet to score tonight, but he's going to have an opportunity here on the line.
I know. I like his game so much. I just think he's got a bunch of different unique abilities that you can rely on, and size is one of them. Speed, power. You know, sometimes I really want him to get a little bit more confident out there, and I think he's a confident guy, and he's got a great head on his shoulders, but there's some times where you just got to be like, hey, just you be you.
Well,
and will yourself to a bucket, will yourself to a rebound.
Okay, Smith goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's nearly a 70% free throw shooter, but to your point, there were a lot of different big guys starting in the lineup early in the season for the Lions.
Right.
He had to work and earn his spot at the line. So this is a guy who is a sophomore with a nice floating jump shot there, right there by Senegal.
That's their best shooter on the team. I mean, that's a guy who's going to be knocking down buckets consistently for them.
But back to Joshua Smith. He had to earn his stripes to get there. So he's just really starting to understand what all he can do and how special of a player he really is.
And only a sophomore as well. Lotto!
And Lotto got 9 in the frame. He's got 9, extending the lead to 10, 18-8.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it. That's been a difference in this game compared to the last time they played. Is so far so good and shooting those three-point shots.
And one of the things Chris Wright has wanted is a more aggressive game for Amaro Lotto. Lotto is a guy who can make a difference in this team by playing more aggressively, and if he can get that shot to fall, become more confident, it makes other space for Monroe and McKinney not to have to work so hard. Deep shot by Nero, and that shot does not draw iron. It is a 24-second shot clock violation, or 30-second shot clock violation. So now it's going to be Langston ball. So into the game, returns goes Bryce McKinney. Cameron Bryce is in the game, along with Jamison Epps, Cameron McCoy, and Amaro Lotto on the floor for the Lions right now.
Yeah, just bringing it up half court in a really good situation, up 10. Want to keep adding to it, keep increasing that deficit. Monroe just working it.
Shot no good that time. Rebound controlled there. Looks like by number 31 on that play. Looks like Noah Williams pulled down the rebound. So Nero going to work now, going to swing it back over to Williams on the box. Now working the ball around to the hands of Morgan. Morgan gets it back to the left wing to Nero. Back to the left wing. Three-point shot. Shot no good. But Texas Wesleyan gets their own rebound. Trying to find space to operate goes Kaya Randolph. Swings it back out. Wide open shot for deep. Three-point shot. Vegas Evans is sweet. Three-point shot as he let it go from the right wing and cuts that lead down to 7. 10:28 to go. Texas Wesleyan starting to warm up a little bit. So far in this game, Langston has shot 41.7%. Texas Wesleyan is 31.3%, but they're climbing up the ladder now on that. Shot is knocked out of bounds, and the ball is knocked out of bounds, but it will be Langston Lion ball.
Yeah, he was trying to find his teammate in the corner. If he would have completed that pass, it would have been a wide open shot by Bryce. See if Bryce Monroe will get it in. There's Lotto, a desperation three. He drew the foul.
What a pump fake. He sold it, and somebody bought it. I'm going to say. So
yeah, he
sold it. Montez Young bought it. And so now to the free throw line shooting three goes Amaro Lotto. Lotto in the game thus far has.
He didn't save any money.
He has 6 points in the first quarter here, or first half, I should say. He misses the first free throw. That's probably the only thing you can say about Lotto, that he has not done well early in this game. And Lotto knocks down that second one, so he's getting in rhythm right now. He's got 7 points, which is a game high right now.
Do I see 8? Yes, I do.
So 8 points coming from Lotto right now as the lead is now 20-11. Ball in the hands now as Langston extends backcourt pressure. Bryce Monroe, Cameron Bryce trying to trap. Nobody covered underneath the box. And then Jamison Epps was forced to foul Noah Williams. Team foul number 4 coming against the Lions, and that's going to put Noah Williams at the line shooting 2, or they're going to say he did it on the up fake. No, it's a foul on the floor.
That's the risk you take when you trap half court. You know, when you put 2-on-1 there, it's going to leave somebody open, and just so happened to see him wide open underneath the bucket. But I was happy that Jamison Epps intentionally fouled him and didn't let him get the easy bucket.
All right, following the ball around the perimeter now. Backing it up. Ball in the hands of Evans. Montez Young.
Ooh.
I don't know how that's travel.
Thank you. That's what they called travel.
So Young wanted to up fake, lost possession of the ball. Then, of course, if he touched it again, it was going to be a turnover for traveling there. And it is, so it will be Langston ball. 20-11, 9:48 to go.
LU's defense is getting stops. Just got to keep getting stops and keep capitalizing. Keep adding to the lead.
Ball in the hands of Bryce Monroe on the right wing. Monroe steady into the lane. Monroe swings it. Cameron Bryce up fakes, drives into the lane, finishes with the runner. Shot no good. Rebound by Cameron McCoy. Power game, and Cameron McCoy puts the biscuit in the basket and gives the Lions an 11-point lead.
Hungry player, and was, just busy on the boards. Second chance points, I love it. Just great offensive possession. Got to get another stop here.
All right, ball back in the hands now of Caden Morgan. And now Montez Young fires again. Amaro Lotto comes down with the rebound. 8:56 to go. Across the timeline goes Bryce. And a timeout has been called by Coach Chris Wright. It is a 30-second timeout on the floor right now. But so far in this game, Swick, the numbers tell you how this game is really going. The Lions are off to a good start. 6 of 14 shooting, 42.9% from the floor. Overall field goal shooting, 4 of 8 from 3, 50%. Where Texas Wesleyan right now, a little slow out the gate, 5 of 17 shooting, 29.4 shooting percentage, 1 of 8 from deep, 12.5. So if they were knocking down a few more of those shots, the lead wouldn't be as big as it is. Then when it comes to rebound, both teams are rebounding at the same margin. And then when you start talking about turnovers, Texas Wesleyan has 3, the Lions have 1. So the Lions are taking care of the ball, and they're making more shots, which was key in the last time these teams met 10 days ago, where the Lions did not shoot well, did not get off well to an offensive start. That gave Texas Wesleyan such a boost on everything else they were trying to do.
Yeah, and I think they learned a lot from that loss the last time that they played, and they knew that if they just follow the formula and execute, they're going to be okay, and they're certainly in a good spot right now, up 11.
Mario McKinney swings it. Amaro Lotto fires for 3. Front rims, but he gets his own rebound to the basket. Strong. He goes.
What a play.
A little scoop shot. Kiss off the glass. Amaro Lotto just leave the head up there. 24-11. What a magic move by the Lotto.
To kind of split that double team and then get away with an easy layup like that, that's just unfair.
Into the lane, drawing contact against Joshua Smith into the free throw line. Team foul number 5 coming against the Lions. So to the line now goes Noah Williams. So
yeah, and is that Josh's second foul here? I think that's his second foul, if I'm not mistaken.
that is his second foul. So you're right on that. So to the free throw line goes Noah Williams, who rattles that first one down. He's his first point of the night.
And Texas Wesleyan has some size. Like, they've got some pretty athletic big guys that they're going to utilize. So Joshua Smith is a big piece to this Langston team, not only just for the season, but tonight specifically.
So when you talk about that, shot is no good. That second one, Joshua Smith with the rebound. You're talking about Vegas Evans. He's 6'8". So you definitely got some talent and some size on that roster for Texas Wesleyan. Working the ball inside, bounce pass to Aaron Lemon-Warren. Contact, but no foul there. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Langston basketball there.
That was a beautiful dish by Mario McKinney. He is, first of all, he's fearless. There's nothing that's going to shake Mario McKinney. And, his vision, he's got aggressiveness when he decides to attack the rim. I love his game.
Amaro Lotto at the top. Turns, fires, turnaround shot. Shot no good.
Oh!
Aaron Lemon-Warren back taps it out. Cameron Bryce is going to fire a 3. Shot no good. Amaro Lotto with the rebound.
Oh, come on.
Contact.
You got to call a foul on 41.
So the foul's
21.
Foul's going to be called there against number 21 there, Noah Williams.
Yeah, he got pretty aggressive there. Golly.
So 24-12. So Lotto comes out. Jamison Epps checks back in. 7:48 to go. And the Lions are going to inbound it here. Lions up by a dozen. Team foul. Both teams with 5 fouls apiece. Mario McKinney has it. It's going to be tipped away. What a steal by Montez Young Jr. Young goes to the basket and scores easily.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He just, McKinney telegraphed where he's going to throw the ball and got it stolen.
So the lead cut down to 10 now.
A little too comfortable.
Mario McKinney looking. Going to hand the ball back over to Bryce. No, he's not. Mario McKinney maintains the possession of it. Swings it over to Epps. Over to Smith. Smith at the elbow. Smith pulls up, did not shoot that confidently, and that shot front rim no good. Rebound pulled down by Senegal.
Senegal is just a dangerous offensive threat. You've got to have a body on him.
And Young drives, goes underneath the rim, can't get it to fall. Joshua Smith with the rebound. Here come the Lions. Mario McKinney almost loses the change, driving through the lane, kicks it back out. Lemon-Warren fires a 3.
Knocked it down.
And ALW knocks it down.
Beautiful shot. Felt really confident from the corners. Both sides, doesn't matter.
So 27-14. Ball in the hands now of Caden Morgan, who gets it, swings it. Ball's
what a steal by McKinney.
And Mario McKinney drives to the basket strong and was going to punch it, and he's going to be fouled.
Yeah.
And
that was a hard foul. Not a flagrant, but McKinney was trying to posterize him.
No, McKinney had intentions.
Yeah, he did.
And Vegas Evans said, no, you're not. So, it's as simple as that. That's just how this game goes. You expect these teams to play hard, and this is what you expect.
But, I'm looking at this from Texas Wesleyan's perspective here. To win the first one by 17, and now you're in a spot where it's flipped. Now you don't like being the one on the bottom end of this. And so when you get it, Amari McKinney, who's trying to Michael Jordan you.
Yeah.
You're gonna act out. So it's a little chippy right now.
Yeah,
you can feel the energy in the room. You can sense the frustration coming from Texas Wesleyan.
All right, Mario McKinney goes over 2 at the free throw line right there, 27-14. Across the top line comes again, goes Nero. Nero being picked up by McKinney. And shot from the corner is no good, and Jamison Epps is going to get it, or they're going to say it goes over the backboard.
Yeah, it was over the back on Texas Wesleyan. That's all right. you're not going to out-rebound Jason Epps. I mean, he's one of the best in the conference, best in the nation at the NIA level.
So 27-14. So working the ball around now. Ball in the hands now of Bryce Monroe, who's back in the game for McKinney. And that was some pretty priceless minutes there for McKinney, who already had 2 fouls. So Joshua Smith with the screen. McKinney kicks it. Jamison Epps from 3 from the corner. Shot no good. Nice rebound by Senegal. Now ball back in the hands. Now pushing it goes Morgan. Morgan probing. Kicks it to the left wing. Montez Young thought about the 3. Back in the hands now of Matt Nero. Nero hands off to Senegal. Senegal from the left wing back up top to Nero. Swings it in the hands of Morgan. Morgan going to draw a contact that time. Got Cameron McCoy putting his hand in the cookie jar that time.
Yeah.
So that is team foul number 7. So it should be 1-1 now. Substitution as Vegas Evans returns back. Aaron Lemon Warren comes out, and Amaro Lotto returns back to the game.
And Texas Wesylan is trying to move the ball to get it into the hands of Senegal, but Aaron Lemon Warren is doing a great job preventing him from getting the basketball and limiting his opportunities to shoot.
Cameron McCoy forgot about what sport we're playing as he tackled Vegas Evans right there.
It's chippy. You know, both these teams really want to win really, 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 really badly. And right now, LU has just been in control and making the plays that have gotten this lead. They're up 13 with about 5.5 left. In a good spot. Just been controlling the tempo, forcing Texas Wesleyan to play their game, and they can't do it.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to LU Athletics, sponsored by, of course, Langston Lion men's basketball, sponsored by LU Athletics, the Block Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and Greek Night, powered by OERB.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe.
We heal.
We produce.
We discover. We nurture.
We show out.
We heal.
And Jay Swick on the call this evening. Hey, did you happen to know the average salary of a worker in the oil and gas industry is about $104,000 a year? So if you're looking for an industry that pays money, look no further than the Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. 96% of manufactured goods include phones, baseball, uniforms, cleats are made with oil and natural gas byproducts. Back to live action now. Vegas Evans at the free throw line, shooting 1-1, shot no good on that. Jamison Epps controlling the rebound. And Swick's point, Jamison Epps is a guy who's going to always display effort. He just picked up his 3rd rebound of the first half. Jamison Epps thought about the 3, drive inside, kicks it back to Amaro Lotto, who has 10 points. Long 2, shot no good. Trying to get tapped in by Joshua Smith, but Senegal ends up with the rebound. Here comes Matt Nero, back in the hands of Evans. Swing up top. Going to back the ball up, standing on the logo now. Senegal being covered by Joshua Smith. That's not a good matchup. And somehow, some way, Senegal took his eyes off of it on the switch. He had the big eyes when Joshua Smith was on him, but on the switch, Bryce Monroe caused him to backtrack. He lost control of the ball, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah, and he was the last guy to touch it, so it's LU basketball. And Bryce Monroe just taking in what Coach Wright is having to say to his team. He's coaching them up, trying to put them in position to get a bucket here, and some miscommunication. Joshua Smith come in to save the day, though.
Amaro Lotto now has it with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Lotto on the left wing. Lotto drives inside, gets it in the hands.
Got to get a shot
turned far by Jamison Epps, who works it inside. Shot no good, and Senegal ends up with it. It's going to be a 30-second shot clock violation, as the Lions were not able to get anything to fall on that particular possession.
Looks like Cameron McCoy is going to try and come in this game, but not quite yet. Not
All
quite
right,
yet.
Matt Nero has it. Stutter step, drives to the box, turns and fires from the short corner. Shot no good. Jamison Epps tries to get it, and they're going to call a penalty against, or a foul against Matt Nero here. So the lead is 13.
So that's going to put LU at the line then.
Yep, to the line 1-1. So we're in the bonus.
With 4 minutes left, that's a lifetime when you're already in the bonus with 4 minutes left. And you know that every foul you commit is going to get free throw opportunities to your opponent.
As crazy as these teams are, they both struggle from the free throw line. Both of them on the course of the season, under 70%. Most of them floating right around 65 on the season.
Yeah.
And that shot by Jamison Epps does not fall. Rebound by Young. So going to work right now. The ball in the hands now. And working the ball back in the hands of Matt Nero. Nero has it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Now Young has it. Handoff back to Evans. Evans stepping in on Jamison Epps.
Oh.
Evans going to work and draws a contact and a foul against Jamison Epps. That's Jamison Epps' second foul of the night.
Yeah, I really wanted an offensive foul. He was getting too rough with his elbow. You can't elbow somebody like that to create your own shot or create space, but they didn't see it.
My only thing is on that particular matchup, because Vegas Evans is 6'8", you talking about, they are both about the same height overall, because Jamison Epps is 6'7", but Jamison Epps was playing lower, and I think the officials gave more credence to the way Evans was playing at that
Epps
moment.
was in front. He was blocking the view of that referee, so I'm not going to come down very hard on him, but if he had been stationed on the other side, he'd have seen it. Missed free throw, fighting for the rebound, missed opportunity by Langston.
Yeah, Young ends up with the rebound. They're going to kick it out and reset. The lead is still 12, 3:35 to go before the end of the first half, and before they do the official stop action. So the officials are conversing here, not real sure on what the situation is. Something either didn't move or they want to make an adjustment to the clock. So
I don't know. They're having a meeting of the minds there at midcourt.
So another conversation coming.
I think it's a clock thing.
So they're going to allow a substitution as Evans comes out and Noah Williams returns. So for the Lions, Cameron Bryce, Aaron Lemon Warren, Cameron McCoy, Bryce Monroe. So Cameron McCoy comes out, Joshua Smith does return for the Lions. And Lotto, who's on the floor right now. Ball passes deflected, but Matt Nero retrieves it. Ball in the hands of Morgan. Bounce pass over to Young, being covered by Aaron Lemon Warren. Montez Young spins in the lane, hanging and firing, and shot is good. Lead down to 10.
Yeah, that's good play. I mean, he's one of their better players, and they lean on him for those type of moves, and he got it done there. Cuts it to 10.
Bryce Monroe steady dribbling on the logo now with 16 on the clock. Gets a screen from Joshua Smith.
Goes
Monroe,
left, though.
Monroe kicks it back out to Lotto with 10 seconds on the clock. Monroe into the lane through contact. What a dime to Joshua Smith. And they're going to say a foul is called, and Joshua Smith's going to go to the line shooting 2. But what a nice dime. You talked about Bryce Monroe's passing earlier.
I want to see more of that. Because, if you're not able to land the dunk, chances are you're going to get fouled doing it. And so that's what we saw right there on that play. So I want to see more of that more times in the future and sets them up in a good spot. Now, he's got to make these free throws, though.
So going to work right now, Joshua Smith sets and fires, and he knocks down that one. Joshua Smith now with 3 points on the night. Lotto with 10. Aaron Lemon Warren off the bench with 5 so far in this game. 28 cents.
I'd love to know Joshua Smith's wingspan, because it looks like he can scratch his knee while standing straight up. Can you do that?
No, I am not that talented.
Do that either.
I am not that talented. Going to work right now. Ball in the hands now. Ball nearly deflected by Cameron Bryce against Senegal. Lead back up to 12. Senegal sets, fires for 3. Shots in and out, and contact underneath the lane, or in the lane here, away from the basket. And that foul looks like it's going to be called against Texas Wesleyan.
Yeah, he did something where he physically moved the Langston player and he fell down. It was kind of an aggressive move by Wesylan, but the referee saw it and said, hey, no, can't do that. And of course, they're in the bonus, so that means free throws for Langston.
Right, so one more. It's the double bonus as it stands right now. Lemon Warren does not knock down the free throw, and then Amaro Lotto with a foul on the rebound against Vegas Evans. So now that's going to put him at the free throw line, as that is team foul number 9 overall.
And this can stretch a game out when you got both teams in the bonus and they're playing really aggressive basketball. You got about 2.5 left. I mean,
okay. Here's the reality though. For all the all the fouls that we've gotten, this is the 17th, 18th free throw shot right now. Let's see what happens here. He misses that as Amaro Lotto gets the rebound now.
Oh, he had
Lemon Warren on the 9 route.
Right. If he could have made that pass, it would have been an easy bucket, but they'll restart their half-court set here.
But let me make my point. We've now had 18 free throws shot. One team is shooting 40%, the other one is 61.
Monroe kind of wanted a foul on that one, and so did I.
So
that's okay.
When it comes to free throw shooting, that is not the best part of tonight's game thus far. Ball in the hands of Joshua Smith.
Take that man.
So Smith goes to the lane and is contact and is going to go back to the free throw line. So again, on the night tonight, you've got Texas Wesleyan shooting 2 of 6, 33%. Then you've got Langston shooting 8 of 13, 61%.
Right.
And it's not add them together, you get 90%, folks.
60 plus percent from the field is a sweet spot that you want to stay in.
But not from a free throw perspective.
Right.
And the back rim shot there by Joshua Smith, and that's now 8 of 14. So somebody's got to knock down some free throws because, again, we talked about how in the women's game earlier, Swick, that, that game felt like a playoff game, a conference title game type of environment. This game here tells you right now both these teams are going to have to be better at the free throw line as Joshua Smith goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. If you want to start talking about winning at the next level, what I'm talking about that is the Lions have been to the national championship game and finished, did not win it, of course, but getting there. But one of the things you have to have is you have to have the ability to knock down key shots, as that pass was deflected there nicely by Joshua Smith. Cameron Bryce gets the steal, but Joshua Smith should get all the credit for that.
Yeah, under 2 minutes left. Just want to finish strong. You want to keep your double-digit lead. Currently up 13. If you can add to that, it'd be great. And here's Monroe.
Bryce Monroe cannot finish inside. Joshua Smith somehow gets it or rolls around. He can't get it to fall. And this time on the other side, rebound pulled down by Sierras. Pass down low to Young, and Young with an unbelievable finish underneath the goal and count the basket for him. He forced that shot up and kissed it off the glass and knocked it down. What an unbelievable shot there by Young.
First of all, I don't know how Joshua Smith missed that bucket underneath the goal here, but on the defensive end we just saw was a fingertip away from knocking it out of bounds and preventing that play from ever happening. They'll have an opportunity to make it a single-digit game. So you got under a minute and a half.
Montez Young Jr. with that shot. He knocks it down. He has a team-high 11, and actually a game-high 11. He's going to check out of the game because the coach does not need him picking up. Well, he only has 1 foul on the night thus far, but he has been such an electric player in the lane, and those unbelievable, completely athletic shots he's made. Bryce Monroe kicks it to the corner. Amaro Lotto drives in the lane. Step, shot, away off one leg, off the free throw line, and pushes the lead back up to 12.
Beautiful.
And, of course, the coach is upset because he believes that he took a large step.
Yeah, he took an extra step. He wanted to travel there. And that's kind of a warning there that the referee is giving Coach Wanamaker.
I mean,
But I just think, he has
long strides. So you're saying Amaro,
so what? Sorry.
You're saying Lotto's feet are not that big?
I think his step he takes big steps. How about that? Here's Santiago.
All right, going to move the ball back to the top. Now in the hands of Vegas Evans, being covered there by Aaron Lemon Warren. Ball nearly stolen by Bryce Monroe. Up fake, pass inside, going to work. Senegal turns and fires.
What a block
by Cameron Bryce, who pinned it. Then Vegas Evans, stop, fire, shot, no good with 40 seconds left on the clock. And the Lions maintain possession as Jamison Epps gets the rebound. Both teams are in the double bonus. 2 fouls coming for the next team that fouls.
Still got to run your offense. You know, there's more time on the clock than there is the shot clock, so you still got to try and get a bucket here and don't let this possession go to waste.
All right, and then reaching behind the back of Senegal fouls Monroe about, I don't know, was that nearly, 40 feet away from the basket?
Well, that's a frustration foul right there.
I mean, because you're giving him 2 free throws.
Yeah, it was not a smart move by Senegal, who's been really struggling. How many shots has Senegal got up this first half?
So far in this, he is 1 of 5.
I mean, that is such a huge testament to that LU defense to make life difficult for him to, with 18 seconds left, he's got 1 bucket in the first half. This is their leading scorer. This is a guy that is known to get a bucket at will at times. And
when you are missing key players, you have to take on a different role in the offense,
right,
and the game becomes different. And that's a clear example of that as Monroe goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's got 4 on the night thus far. 13-second shot clock is turned off. Noah Williams into the lane. They're going to call an offensive foul.
Lotto playing well from the perimeter, but he's also getting after it on defense with the charge. Great defensive play by Amaro Lotto,
so
the
senior. So Montez Young comes out of the game now. Substitution also coming out of the game goes Anthony Sierras. So 9.4 seconds to go. So you've got shooters all in the game now. You've got Cameron Bryce, Aaron Lemon Warren, and Lotto on the floor. Jamison Epps.
Insult to injury and get a bucket here. 3 seconds left. Here we go.
Bryce Monroe has it 1 second. He fires, and he drains it right before halftime, right there on the left wing. What a shot is being done right now by Bryce Monroe, and he runs the Lions into the locker room as the Lions lead by 17, Swick.
The insult was submitted and accepted, and a 17-point lead going into the half. It's been all Langston Lions this first half.
Bryce Monroe decided to fire, and he let one go right there in front of the student section, right there on the court where it says Marquez Hines Court. So unbelievable shot.
Well, and the arch on it, see, some shots you can tell that look good from the start, but his shot has that arch on it, and you don't know if it's going in until it's in. So those are always the most fun to watch because you just don't know until you know, and it's a surprise when it goes in. But it shouldn't be because Bryce Monroe is just that dude and knocked down a big shot to take the lead even more. Because it should have been a 14-point. Now it's 17, and they've got all the momentum going into the second half.
And that was a tough shot. As they said, you said it's insult to injury. That was a big-time shot. So we're here for the OERB Greek Night halftime reports coming up next in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm Maurice Prince. He's Jay Swick. We'll be right back in a minute. You're listening to LU Men's Basketball powered by Greek Night by OERB.
We heal.
We produce.
We discover. We nurture.
We show out.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and who wants to win $10,000? First of all, you got to be a high school senior in the Oklahoma City Metro. Second of all, you got to hit that QR code down at the bottom. Third of all, this is brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing Broadcasting. And don't forget Superprint.
We excel.
We restore.
Nosotros restauramos.
We educate.
We win.
See how the wheels pulled up.
It's about 130 AKAs and 130 filters. Who was your number? I know what's on y'all for one of them. I got y'all. You're right in the middle of the court. Welcome to Greek Night. Langston University edition. Hosted by.
All right, see that. We gotta choose a winner. See that, we gotta choose a winner. See that. We gotta choose a winner, see that.
Shout out to DKO.
We gotta choose a winner, see that. We gotta choose somebody.
The best music in the world.
We gotta get his bread out.
You ready, T?
Yeah, we gotta choose a winner. See that. We gotta choose a winner.
Hold on, Greek. We gotta do this like this $500.
We gotta choose a winner, see that. We gotta choose a winner.
We got a lot of time left, so Terrence, I need you to hurry up.
For sure. So look, let me get all my Greeks on the court.
For our participation.
So look, we need the entire crowd to help us. We're gonna start with the fraternities first. If you think the Alphas won, make some noise. Alright, if you think the Noobs won, make some noise. If you think the Boys won, make some noise. If you think the Signals won, make some noise. See that, I think, one more round. You think the Alphas won, make some noise.
We can't hear you.
If you think the Noobs won, make some noise. If you think the Boys won, make some noise. If you think the Signals won, make some noise. What about KK side?
KK side? Alright, I need to get those. If you think the ladies are keeping green, one makes a noise. If you think the ladies that wear red, one makes a noise. If you think the ladies that wear that blue and gold over here makes a noise. If y'all think the ladies of the blue and white one makes a noise. Ooh. Let's do one more round. Octave, AKA, make some noise. Deltas, make some noise. Plutos, make some noise. Zetas, make some noise. Okay, while they tell me up the scores, come on, Greeks. We don't got a lot of time.
See that, I think we already got a winner. See that, we already got a winner. Well, listen, I'm gonna give him a minute. We're gonna give him a minute, see that?
We gotta get it off the field, bro. Let's take it over.
All righty, guys. I'm ready to hear the winners. All righty. The winners are the Bros and the Deltas.
Shout out to the Bros and the Deltas. They each win
if you have boots on, no boots on the court. No boots on the court. Shout out to the ladies at Talbot Sigma. Somehow they weren't shouted out. Hey, 1 minute. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. 3-0. Let's clear it. Gotta clear the floor. Clear the floor. All right, Rick, that's it. Please clear the floor. Don't play no more music till they get off the floor. Play my cut. See that? Play my song for him. Play my Too Short, bro. I got you. Play it right now for him. Play Too Short for the Greeks, man. You missed it.
Welcome back to OERB Greek Night Halftime Report. Maurice Prince and Jay Swick on the call for you this evening. Swick, we saw quite an entertaining first half of this game, but not necessarily for the Texas Wesleyan fans. If they're out there watching this game tonight, right now Langston has had the upper hands of a lot of things. And looking at a couple of the numbers, they're just plain ugly for the Rams overall. 8 of 26 shooting in the first half, 30%. 1 of 11 from basically 90, not even 10%, 0.09%.
Yeah, 9% from three-point range, next to 46% for the Langston Lions. They've just been effective, and a credit to Mar-a-Lago. I mean, how many threes did he end up making?
So in the first half alone, he ended up knocking down Lotto from that. He was 2 of 6. But it just felt like he had a lot more. But you got shots and knocked down there from threes from Hunter. You've got threes knocked down, of course, also from Aaron Lemon-Warren. Cam and Bryce knocked down a 3, and Bryce Monroe with that killer dagger 3 right there before the end of the first half. But the ugly numbers from Texas Wesleyan is not just from that. It's from the free throw line, too. 3 of 7, 42%. Those are the numbers. Now, you have Montez Young Jr. with 11 points in the first half. That's one of the few bright spots. Other than that, Langston, 10 more free throws than Texas Wesleyan, plus 3 more in the rebound category. And as far as turnovers go, they are plus 5. In other words, they've had 7.
Right.
So, I mean, what other numbers stand out to you?
Well, I just look at Trey Senegal and you know what type of player he is for Texas Wesleyan. I know how important he is to this team. His offensive production leads the team, averages almost 17 points a game, has been that threat for them offensively all season. But tonight, he's 1 for 5.
And you said over the course of the season, he averages, what, 19 a game?
Well, he averages right around 17 a game.
Okay.
And that's enough to lead the team. And you look at some of the other scorers in the Sooner Athletic Conference, he's up there. All right, and he hasn't gotten his opportunities. I mean, dude, he has had 5 shot attempts, only made 1. I've seen Aaron Lemon Warren guarding him quite a bit. And Langston switched a couple different players onto him, but I've seen Aaron Lemon Warren on him quite a bit in the first half, and they've just been a thorn in his side, and he's struggling to get momentum. He's struggling to get shots off. He's forced a couple shots that really weren't there. And so that's a testament to this Langston Lion basketball defense that Coach Chris Wright has instilled in this program.
Now, that being said, another spot you talk about it is the quality of shots. So Texas Wesylan, what have they done well? They have 12 points in the paint of their 20 points. So the quality of shot that they have has been pretty good on that, but they have not been able to get the long ball to go. So if things continue in this current trend, Langston's going to get a big advantage in the second half of this game based upon it.
And it goes back to what we were saying in pregame. I mean, you know, the last time they played, Texas Wesylan scored 18 more points off three-pointers. So a focus tonight was perimeter defense for Langston. And that's been really outstanding for them.
Yes.
This first half. Got to continue it. You know, obviously 17-point lead at half. Everything went LU's way. And they controlled the tempo. It was their style of ball that they were forcing the Rams to play, and it was working. So I love the effort on both ends of the floor, the execution. You know, if we're trying to figure out, okay, what can Langston do better, we're really splitting hairs at this point. But why not? I mean, that's what you got to do if you want to be the best of the best in the nation, and that's something that LU wants to do. They're trying to get back to that national championship game.
Now, if you're Texas Wesylan, how do you get back in the game? Well, you have to ask yourself, Langston tonight is shooting 46% from 3. On the season, they're 31% 3 shooters. So you have to ask yourself, is it likely to continue? If the Lions don't work to get back inside and get better quality shots, that's going to open up a door to get it. So the object in the third, as they always say in the second half, before the 10-minute mark, get the lead under 10. Work the lead down under 10, and then you can make it interesting on the second half by you making the pressure flip to the Langston team. Because either team has not proven they can knock down free throws, so you got to find a way to get this done. And you got to keep Montez Young rolling. He's been slashing and slicing up the Langston defense by his just awesome, superior athletic moves that he's been putting on so far.
And he's their best rebounder, too. But I think there were some moments where Texas Wesylan got a little emotional, frustration kind of over. You know, we saw some bad fouls from them. We've seen them force some shots when there was just no shot to be taken, but they're forcing it. And so it all comes back to what Langston is trying to do, and they're making it tough on their opponent. And they're a well-coached team, and Coach Wright has really drawn up a great game plan that the players are able to adapt to and put into effect so far in the first half. But again, the second half, anything can happen. Hopefully it's not a tale of two halves, but we'll see here momentarily. We got second half action coming up here in a second.
So to get this thing going right, if you're Langston, you want to go right back to the post and try to get it. So the ball's going to get inbounded here, and now it's controlled. Going to work now, dribbling with the ball is Sierras. Sierras gets it back in the hands of Evans. Over to Sierras, who wants to go down to Young on the box. Nice steal by Bryce Monroe, shooting the gap. And Bryce Monroe draws contact, can't get it to fall. But the ball's going to get knocked out of bounds.
That's got to be LU basketball. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Bryce Monroe shot that lane like a missile and almost got to the basket. I'm surprised he didn't draw a foul there on that shot. Bryce Monroe would tell you he did, but the officials said he did not.
Yeah.
So just good defense.
That was really, really close, but he had to position his body to, get the shot off, draw the contact, and be able to fall without getting too hurt, without coming down too hard. Here's a Jamison Epps.
Going to swing it back over to Lotto. Lotto who fires a shot. That was kind of an ill-advised shot there. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Montez Young Jr. Ball back in the hands now of Morgan. Over to Young. Young looking over. Jamison Epps stepping out on him. Young in the lane.
I like Joshua Smith guarding Young. I think that's a matchup that benefits Josh Smith. We've got a foul called on the Langston.
Against Jamison Epps as Vegas Evans up faked and was driving into the lane, and Jamison Epps gave up too much ground on that one. So Vegas Evans going to the line shooting too. And here's the thing. Just understand this. Getting into foul trouble, drawing those 7 fouls for Langston really plays into the advantage of, in this particular case, to Texas Wesleyan. Why? Because you're extending the game.
Yeah.
You're giving them multiple time to score with the clock not moving. As the lead is down to 16 now, it's Vegas Evans will shoot some more. Vegas Evans right now has 7 points on the night. Make that 8 points on the night.
And you've got to kind of remember a few games this season where Langston, I hate to bring it up, like a game against University of North Texas versus at Dallas, where Langston had a 15-point lead and got beat off a buzzer beater to lose the game. So learn from those mistakes. What a shot
by Jamison Epps from three from the corner.
So that's the type of plays that you need to have to keep this lead.
Right, it is. But let me ask you something, Swick. I mean, while we're talking here, Langston again with a lead almost of 20 points. Let me just ask you, do you believe in their three-point shot tonight? Because on the season, that has not been a strength of this team.
No.
As Lotto gets the tap back, goes 1-on-3, and wisely decides to slow it down, gets it back in the hands of Epps. Down low to Joshua Smith.
Beautiful.
What a nice bullet pass down inside from Epps to Smith.
I mean, I'm always looking for Josh Smith open underneath the bucket, even if there's just a little bit of room. He doesn't need much to get a shot off. But, yeah, I mean, when it's hidden, ride it out, man. Ride this wave, because if it's falling, let's keep shooting it, Great reach in, almost got the steal.
And Montez Young received a nice touch pass from Senegal to Young. Young now has a team-high 13 points, game-high 13 points.
The one thing I don't want to see Langston have so far is be too conservative. They got to stay hungry and keep playing their game. Is that not a goal, Tim?
No, that was pinned against the backboard by Montez Young Jr., who went up high to get the block there. Going to kick it. Vegas Evans up fakes, drives inside, spin move. Elbow was up high as Montez Young is going to score it, doing work on the box against Joshua Smith. Montez Young is having an outstanding game, as he now has a game-high 15 points plus 1.
Well, he's taking on a bigger load now that Trey Senegal is just not having a very good game. And so they're having to lean in on Sweat a little bit more. I'm sorry, Montez Young.
I know.
But I'm surprised that Joshua Smith wasn't able to deflect that basketball there, and it turned into a situation where he got called for the foul, too.
Hey, partner, that's why I care about you. You says Montez Sweat. Only people know football know who that is.
Exactly. That's the only Montez that I really think of when I hear that name.
All right, going to work right now. Cameron Bryce, who's now checked back in the game, as Bryce Monroe wheels and deals in the lane. It's going to be fouled this time. Team foul number 1 coming in the second half against Texas Wesleyan.
That's what I love about Bryce Monroe. He's 5'10".
With the heart of the lion.
I mean, that's why he plays for Langston. He's tough as nails. He's had to battle some adversity. And a loose ball, and it'll go out of bounds. Who's it off of?
No, they're going to call a foul on Bryce Monroe. And for Bryce Monroe, that's anytime Bryce Monroe hits the ground, if you're a Langston fan, you kind of hold your breath. He's had
some moments.
Some injuries, and if he gets up kind of gingerly, I mean, he's tough. He does not need to play out of games. But now you're talking about postseason now. You need the healthier Bryce Monroe as you can get. All right, going to work right now. As everybody can tell tonight, Langston is a different team when he plays. Ball in the hands of Morgan. Aaron Lemon Warren's going to get going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That's team foul number 4. Again, Langston is extending the game, getting into foul trouble early. They're now 3 fouls away from the bonus, and we're barely 4 minutes, not even 4 minutes into the second half yet, Swig.
Yeah, you just don't want to see LU get too comfortable out there and turn into, a conservative offense.
And Young goes underneath the arms of Cameron McCoy.
Texas Wesleyan's going to fight. They're going to fight tooth and nail.
I don't know if anybody can stop this young man. He's got 18 points on the night. I don't know if anybody in this gym is going to be able to stop him tonight. The ball in the hands of Aaron Lemon Warren. Warren's going to swing it over to Monroe. Monroe on the right wing. Monroe.
Hey,
contact.
golly.
Young caught him in the head, but they did not call a foul right there. And then Bryce Monroe clears the clock, clears the slate, and knocks down 3 with the marksman. Bryce Monroe says, I got that game. I got it in my toolbox. Bryce Monroe now with 10 on the night. He's the second line in double-digit scoring, Swig.
Right, and his thought is like, well, if Amaro can do it, so can I. So he got him some. He got another three-pointer and needed that bucket right there. The momentum I felt like was kind of shifting towards Texas Wesleyan, but that quickly put it to a stop.
I like what you said earlier, Swick, when you said you don't want them slowing down and getting.
Yeah.
What you don't want is them to become stagnant. Stagnant water, after it becomes stale, just starts to smell. And when it gets to that point, so does your offense. Your defense starts to take a couple of series off, and then you turn around and you find yourself in a barn burner of a game. So you got to keep your foot on the gas all the way. You've got them down. You're countering what happened in the last game. You're making the statement. Stop giving them leverage and something to stand on.
Yeah, you really don't even need to be paying attention to the scoreboard right now. I mean, seriously, especially with the shot clock, you've just got to work your tail off each possession, each opportunity you have on offense. And I've seen it happen a couple times this season where they get to a giant lead and then they kind of let that opponent creep in because they were taking a little bit of a break, and there's just no room for that. And that goes against everything that Coach Chris Wright is teaching this team. So they're improving. They're getting better. In a good spot right now. I like the 3 from Monroe. It's just back in the lab here.
Senegal for 3, and he's starting to heat up.
Yeah.
So that knocks the lead back down to 13, 45-32.
Right.
Again.
They gained 4 points on them since halftime. And so you just need to match it, and there's Bryce Monroe, pull it up jumper.
I mean, Bryce Monroe loves that elbow jump shot. It's eerily similar to what we see, that teardrop shot from Chris Paul all the time. He loves that area of the floor. Bryce Monroe is money from that elbow.
Yeah, if you give him the wide open mid-range.
Oh, what a nice cut to the basket. Just could not finish there by Morgan. Cameron Bryce with the rebound, back in the hands of Bryce Monroe. Bryce Monroe really starting to heat up. He's got 12, tied Amaro Lotto with the lead. And Lotto has been quiet starting the second half of this game as well. Bryce Monroe with the ball. Pulls up again, shot no good. That time he was inside the range of the elbow, floating going right on that shot. So now Mario McKinney covering Senegal. He drives through the lane, throws it off the glass, but contact and a foul. Looks like it's against Cameron Bryce there.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of that is by design. I mean, Senegal's just one of those players that does a good job of absorbing contact, but selling it as if it's not my fault.
No, yeah, he does. But again, you got to score, and that's what Senegal is. He's just a really good scorer. So in the game now, Jamison Epps returns, Joshua Smith returns. Langston has 5 team fouls against Texas Wesleyan's 1.
Senegal again.
Shoots, shot no good, and Langston does not get the rebound, and instead it's controlled by the Rams. Ball faked by Morgan, throws it back up top. New into the game now, Ahmad Jihad is in the game now. Senegal pulls up, short corner jump shot, no good. Nobody gets the rebound. Mario McKinney finally chases it down for the Lions, gets it back in the hands of Bryce McKinney.
I love the hustle from Mario McKinney. He just sets the tone. It's infectious to his teammates when he's out there giving it all.
Double team.
Josh Smith.
Stepped through that double team.
I thought he was going to split that and just punch it. Lost control. It went out of bounds, but golly, that almost was a nasty dunk by Joshua Smith, which I want to see more from. I want to see more of that.
All right, going to work now. Bryce Monroe throws it in. Joshua Smith has it. Smith, again, spin move in the lane, loses it. And
if he
guess
can
who?
ever hold on to that basketball, he can be dangerous.
Montez Young with the steal that time. He's back in the game. Montez Young with the game-high 18 points. Drive to the basket. They're going to call traveling on the call against Young this time.
Thank you. You can't shuffle. You can't do the Cupid shuffle underneath the basket.
No,
with the ball in your hand.
that doesn't work. Might have been the Texas two-step while you're talking about that. So anyway, 47-32. Lions lead by 15 right now. Substitution, Noah Williams comes in for Vegas Evans, who's going to get a breather right now. Bryce Monroe has it. Backs it up and resets the offense.
His decision making, he's always making the right decision, and that's a jump ball.
Jump ball situation, but at least will remain with the Langston Lions there.
All right.
So 14-15 to go in the game. Right now, this is a game of flows right now, and in the second half of this game right now, both teams are flowing about the same. Both teams are 4 of 8 shooting, 50%. The difference is Bryce Monroe lines up another three, cannot get that one to fall, and Montez Young pulls down another one.
Ooh, went off his foot. That's a backcourt.
Backcourt violation on a turnover there.
Good call by the ref. He spotted it, was right there in position, saw it. That's a credit to the Langston Lion defense.
In the second half of this game, Texas Wesley has turned the ball over 9 times to Langston's 4. So that is also helping the Lions maintain the lead. Lotto back in the game. Lotto, Epps, McKinney, Monroe. What a nice backdoor cut as Mario McKinney cannot finish on the interior there. Rebound pulled down there by Noah Williams. Here comes the Rams. Jihad has it. Throws it back up top to Morgan. Morgan swings it back in the hands of Williams up top.
Oh, gosh.
Williams
elbowed McKinney in the face.
So the ball into the corner, and then a three-point shot attempt by Montez Young. Mario McKinney skying for it. And this time a foul will be called against number 4, Trey Senegal.
Yeah, he got that was another frustrated foul. We've seen that happen before in the first half, and you can even see Senegal's barking at the referee right now, and he's telling him to go to the sideline. Frustration has set in with Trey Senegal. But Mario McKinney goes up, grabs that rebound. It comes down real hard. Senegal pulls at him when it really wasn't necessary and gets called for the foul. That's just hurting your team when you make boneheaded plays out there in frustration because you're mad.
Brian Wanamaker at this particular time is going to call a timeout, so it's a 30-second timeout at this time. Tonight is powered by OERB. It's Greek night. Did you know how many gallons does 1 barrel of petroleum have in it? Do you know how many gallons?
I have no idea.
All right.
None.
Just a little OERB trivia. It is 42 gallons.
Thank you for that information.
Yeah, so basically if you could get your hands on a barrel and put it in your backyard, you have plenty of gas for a while.
All I'm worried about is 1 gallon of milk in my fridge. That's all I'm worried about. But it's good to know. Good to know.
All right, the average depth of an oil or natural gas well in Oklahoma is 7,087 feet. That's more than a mile. So that's interesting to note as well. They are powering that, and look no further than the good people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. They do wonderful things for this state. So going back to work right now, the Lions have maintained momentum and that frustration level that the Lions had down in Texas Wesleyan. As you said earlier, right now, Texas Wesleyan is caught up in that storm right now. Let's see if they can snap out of it, or can the Lions maintain the cloudy skies that they've been able to put on their offense right now.
Yeah, it's a different game here at C.F. Gales Fieldhouse than it was in Fort Worth. There's McKinney on the far left side, gets a screen.
All right, Mario McKinney in the lane, wheels and deals with a nice dump down and a slam by Joshua Smith. A little peekaboo getting right into the lane. A nice job there.
I love the aggression. Take advantage. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Going to toss it out. Senegal for 3. He can't get that one to fall. Cameron Bryce throws it ahead.
Here we go.
Amaro Lotto trying to chase it down. Throws it back. Jamison Epps ends up with it. Epps slows it down and gets it back in the hands of Cameron Bryce. 12:35 to go. The Lions on the verge of really pushing this to a big, big margin here as we get closer and closer to the 10-minute mark.
Cameron Bryce.
And Cameron Bryce in the lane, draw contact. He missed the shot, and the second shot goes
Love
up.
it.
Did they say count that shot?
Yeah, he's going to get. Yeah, the bucket didn't fall, but
Okay.
he's going to the free throw line after getting fouled from that offensive board, and then got fouled on the putback shot. So really good play there by Cameron Bryce.
Team foul number 4 against Texas Wesylan is Cameron Bryce to the free throw line. On the night so far for Cameron Bryce.
Knocks that down.
Bryce knocks that down. That is his 4th point of the night right now.
Cameron McCoy is going to come in the game in place for Joshua Smith, who's had pretty good third quarter. I'm sorry, well, not a third quarter. Most of the second half here.
So Cameron Bryce steps to the line, and Bryce knocks it down. Cameron Bryce on the night from the free throw line remains perfect.
Langston up 19. I love it.
He's got 5 on the night, does Cameron Bryce. Amaro Lotto stepping out against Morgan. Cameron McCoy battling hard against Montez Young. Vegas, Evans swings it, now back in the hands of Young. Young trying to get around the defense of McCoy, kicks it out. Vegas, Evans fires a 3-point shot with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Montez Young gets the rebound, and they're going to call the foul against McCoy. Team foul number 6.
So
6-team foul against the Langston Lions, which means the next one will put them in the bonus. So going to work here, going to throw it to the corner, and then they're going to call an offensive foul this time, called against Noah Williams. Noah Williams is kind of shocked on that one.
Yeah, he used his shoulder. Can't really use it more as, that aggressively, let's say it like that. But
so Mario McKinney brings it across the timeline now. McKinney gets it over to Cameron Bryce, who sets and fires a 3. Side rim shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Morgan. Morgan pushes it into the lane. Off the glass, he doesn't get it to fall, but rebound putback is good for Montez Young Jr. He now got a 20-piece on the night.
Yeah.
51-34, 11:22 to go. Across the timeline goes Jamison Epps. Epps back in the hands of course, Cameron McCoy. McCoy over to Bryce. Bryce swings it down low to Mario McKinney. Cutting to the basket. Great vision. I see you, Bryce. Bryce smooth as ice on that play. 11:05 to go in the game.
Great cut by McKinney. He saw the opening. He knew he'd be getting the basketball.
Morgan
There's
shot.
Epps with another rebound. That guy's just crashing boards left and right tonight here.
That is his 6th rebound on the night for Jamison Epps. Working the ball around. Cameron McCoy now has it back to Cameron Bryce over to Lotto. Lotto, who has not scored in the second half, looks in the lane, wheels, deals, draws contact, and will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Both teams now have 6 fouls apiece.
I hope the kids are watching, because when you master fundamentals, the basics, and you're not just good at them, you master them, you can do things like that, like Amaro Lotto. I mean, the way he crossed up that defender, was able to kind of duck down and attack the rim and get fouled in the process. This is what it's all about. This is what great guards do on a regular basis. Except he missed the free throw. So
you said
should
great.
give him too much props there.
So timeout has been called on the floor right now. It is a full timeout, and we'll take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Men's Basketball, presented by LU Athletics, Tinker Federal Credit Union, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, Black Chronicle newspaper, LU Athletics, and OERB.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
We heal.
We produce.
We discover.
We nurture.
We show out.
Education, funding medical research, and supporting the arts. They are deeply invested in the well-being of our state. Thank you, OERB. And also powering Greek Night, which has been a tremendous success, as all the Greeks were on the floor at halftime. I saw so much stepping going on tonight. I won't need another of that until we get to homecoming.
Yeah, that was a first for me. Like, I was blown away by how serious this college takes Greek Night and how it's a special opportunity for all those fraternities and sororities out there. Very cool. Very cool.
Lotto goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and now the Lions have eclipsed the 20-point margin in terms of lead right now. Mark it down, 10-42, 20-point lead. What can Texas Wesleyan do to get this lead down? Ball thrown away. Joshua Smith tries to retrieve the errant pass, but the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Lion basketball as the ball goes out right here at the scorer's table.
Yeah, Vegas was trying to save it, but was unsuccessful, and probably a good thing, because if he gets that ball to Josh Davis, he's going to go and score. So it's probably a blessing in disguise. What a crossover by McKinney.
Ball in the hands of Cameron Bryce. Cameron Bryce looking. Joshua Smith now has it. 14 seconds on the shot clock as a shot from the corner by Bryce is no good. Nice strong rebound pulled down there by Sierras. Sierras comes across the timeline, drives into the lane, drives to dop it down. Somehow, some way, the ball careens over in the hands of Randolph. Now back in the hands of Jahed. And turn and fire goes Vegas Evans. He can't get that shot to fall. Joshua Smith can't control it, but Bryce Monroe does.
It's got to be frustrating for Texas Wesleyan to get that close to the bucket and not be able to get the shot.
All right, ball in the hands of Monroe. Monroe to the left wing, bounce pass over.
Take this man.
To Joshua Smith. Smith goes baseline, and the ball's going to get knocked out of his hands, and it will be Langston ball. And to your point, he just needs to catch it and go. He tries to face up a little bit too much. As to your point, if he catches it and goes, that puts more pressure on the defender. Bryce Monroe now has it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. The Lions got to get a shot off. Bryce Monroe into the lane. Spins. Looks. Cameron Bryce fires with 1 second on the clock. Shot no good. He gets his own rebound into the lane and throws it up and gets fouled and will go to the free throw line shooting 2.
Really good job by Cameron Bryce. I mean, that I think is the second time he's gotten his the rebound of his own shot and then gone up for a second shot and gotten fouled. It's the second time he's done that tonight. And he just has a knack of kind of where the ball's going to go and whether if the shot is going to be made or not.
Cameron Bryce knocks it down. That's his 6th point of the night and extends the Langston Lion lead to 22.
But, you know, I want to go back to Bryce Monroe and just restate the fact that we said in pregame. When Bryce Monroe doesn't play, this Langston Lion team is 2-4, but when Bryce Monroe does play in the game, they're 17-3. So there's some effect that he has on his teammates when he's on the floor playing in a Langston Lion jersey.
You said it at the beginning, in the middle of about 5 minutes ago during this broadcast, Swick. You said it that Bryce Monroe's decision-making and the pace he plays with his Jamison Epps pulls up from inside the lane and knocks down a short jump shot. Epps now with 5 points on the night, but how it makes the team just so much more fluid because of the decisions. If you're a point guard that does not play, what a nice pass inside to Morgan. So, again, we asked for a nice point guard play, and Texas Wesleyan gives us one on their end of the offensive end.
Right. I just think he has an effect to make his team more relaxed and more confident in their ability. You know, sometimes they look a little bit lost when he's not on the floor, but when he's rocking and rolling, man, I mean, he makes everybody around him better, and that's just a sign of a really good leader and a sign of a great basketball player.
Foul's called against number 34, Kaya Randolph, and so that foul, timeout's going to be called on the floor here by Coach Brian Wanamaker. But that is the 8th team foul, so the Lions will get back to the free throw line. It's a timeout called right now. And we're looking at some things right now. Over the course of the year, just want to talk about this, Texas Wesleyan scores about 75 points a game. Right now with 8:28 to go, based upon how they're shooting, it does not – I don't know if they can get 60 tonight. I mean, they're really struggling tonight, Swick. I mean, I'm just really putting it out there. In the game itself, they are 14 of 42, 33% shooting, 2 of 17 from deep. That's 11% in the game. This is a team that over the course of the season shoots at least 31% from three. They're at 11% tonight. And then you can sit there and say, hey, this is a team that shoots almost 50% from the floor on the course of the season. They're shooting 45.9 on the course of the season. I gave the number wrong, but tonight they're at 33. So it's on the law of averages. You're just not used to seeing this team playing that bad. Yes, missing personnel is having a problem, but the quality of shots and their ability to make those shots have really, the degree of difficulty has been up. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say it's all them. Got to give credit to the Langston defense as Joshua Smith knocks down the shot.
Well, I think they're playing inspired basketball, and I don't know if it's something that Coach Wright said, but something's happened where they're playing inspired, and they're playing like a pack of lions that are hunting and trying to keep everybody well fed and alive. That's what they're doing. And
to the line,
what a block by Joshua Smith.
And I want to go back for those who've been watching the game all night. When you interviewed Chris Wright, you asked about the revenge factor tonight. And let's be honest, Texas Wesleyan, Langston went down to Texas Wesleyan and got mollywopped.
Right.
Both the girls and the boys. Now, the girls got beat by 5, but the boys lost by 17. But both teams did not expect to go to, as Senegal knocks down a shot, expected to go down and both of them to lose in that fashion. So I'm not saying that a loss that Texas Wesleyan's not good. No, they're both good, but they dismantled what looks to be like strongholds for Langston. So Langston tonight defending home floor, I expected them to come out with some energy, but to see this game go the way it has, in some of the cases, has been a little bit surprising.
Beautiful
as
shot.
Bryce Monroe is going, I'll say Bryce is living up to his name, Money Monroe. He's got 15 points on the night now.
61-38 and still playing all-out defense, making it tough.
End of the lane, what a move and a nice shot.
Who's
knocked
that
down.
on?
That was on number 31, Sierras.
They're going to call the foul on Jamison Epps. I just didn't want to see it called on Joshua Smith.
So the lead is down to 21, but a nice move by him. But when you are playing teams and you don't have key personnel, you can see how it affects teams. Against Langston, Bryce Monroe not there caused a problem for them, and tonight being without some key players for Texas Wesleyan.
Yeah, Richard Mayfuel, who's got ejected in that last game that Texas Wesleyan played, and the result of that is not only do you get kicked out of that game, but you have to sit the next one, and this is the next one. Here's Monroe again.
Back rims that one, going up high and getting that rebound. This time goes Montez, and he has 20 and 9. He's going to end up with a double-double before this one's all said and done. Ball in the hands now of Morgan, who backs it up. Bounce pass inside to Young, and Young finishes with the reverse underneath the glass. He officially has got 22 on the night.
Yeah, Young's getting after it. He's having the best performance of any Texas Wesleyan player here tonight, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And I'm just excited to see the resolve in this Langston team. It's not, you're gonna get beat every now and then. Nobody's going undefeated. All right. Here's Josh. Attack. Thank you.
And
there
Joshua
we go.
Smith wheels and deals
and
drives in and scores. And for Joshua Smith now, a good night for him overall. He's got 13 and 6.
That's off his foot. They're going to say it's off the foot of Langston, so it'll stay Texas Wesleyan basketball. But to lose by 17, how do you respond? you got to look at yourself in the mirror and make a decision. Like, is this just who we are and we're going to accept that, or are we going to go out there and prove our worth? And that's what they've done here today in front of the home fans. And they've taken real good care of C.F. Gales Fieldhouse in this court. And, McKinney with the rebound right there with 6 minutes left.
Morgan's shot misses. Now, Chris Wright in your interview talked about trying to get healthy and put together a healthy group of guys. But while these injuries are taking place, this is giving valuable time to guys who need experience in the offense. When a nice pass into ALW, he misses the bunny, and the ball ended up in the hands of Sierras. Now Morgan driving into the lane, finishing with the left shot, no good. Aaron Lemon-Warren with the rebound, and they're going to call a foul going the other way as Vegas Evans is going to get called for the foul there.
Yeah, Vegas Evans, that's right.
Third personal foul against Vegas Evans. So the Lions will be at the line. 1-1, Aaron Lemon-Warren. So the lead is 20. Lemon-Warren could knock it down, but I was talking about these guys getting valuable opportunities when you don't have a split lineup.
Right.
But when you need the lineup that you want, if you're Coach Chris Wright, how are you going to feel, since you've been dealing with this injury bug for more than the last probably second half of this season?
A good portion of this entire season.
Right.
Been affected
so
by injury.
So if that's the case here, as Lemon-Warren knocks it down, and the lead is now 65-43. I guess my question is to you, Swig, how confident are you going to be when you get the lineup that you want when those guys haven't been able to play together?
You got to feel good about it. I mean, you got to be confident in it. And there's Montez. Golly, he cannot be stopped right now.
He's got 24 points.
So there's always something to work on, right? And they're going to go back, watch the film in this game and say, geez, we're happy we're up by 20 most of the points. But, boy, Montez Young Jr. is a problem down there.
Yes, he is.
And, they're not getting much help elsewhere, but that's something that they've got to work on. How do they stop when they've got a single player from the opposing team, getting busy like that? What are some things you can do to limit his opportunities and slow him down? Golly, I thought he ripped his arm off. Did he not do that?
Nah, not in this case. Mario McKinney now has it.
Now, the ref was staring right at him, so he's got a better angle on it than I do.
Into the lane. Mario McKinney stops
Left
and pops,
hand.
and the shot is beautifully knocked down there.
Golly, they've done everything right here for the most part. Montez Young's had a really good game, but boy, McCoy almost ripped the ball out of his hands right there on that play. But there's always something you can learn from games. There's always something that you can take away and try to improve and apply to the next game. And that's something that Coach Chris Wright really strives to do. And sometimes, I don't know if there's ever been a perfect game played under Chris Wright.
To the level he wants.
To the level he wants. I mean, in his motivation, his point of view is like, yeah, we're striving for perfection. That's the dream that we're trying to achieve is an absolutely perfect game. Are we going to get there? Probably not, no. But if you keep striving for perfection, maybe you scratch the surface of excellence. Maybe you touch excellence a little bit.
I love
and that'll take you a long way.
That is because you have a team constantly believing it. But I don't want to overlook also the excellent game we're seeing tonight from Montez Young Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 25 points on the night. Joshua Smith goes to work against the double team that time and is going to end up losing it going up for the shot. Rebound pulled down that time by Ahmad Jihad. Ball in the hands now. Montez Young. Young going against Cameron Bryce. Vegas Evans fires a three and buries that shot down. So timeout's going to be called on the floor right now, and the lead's down to 16. 4:08 to go. And I want, while we had a timeout on the floor, I want you to kind of recap because, again, you were similar in this situation before, Swig. You saw a game here a couple of weeks ago where Langston was kind of – the lead wasn't this big, but it was kind of the same type of thing.
Well, they were up 16 at half. and they're up 16 right now. Now there's 4 minutes left.
Right, it's a different situation.
You know, it is a different situation. Time was a little bit of difference, but when they played the University of North Texas at Dallas, they were up by double digits at half. Everything kind of looked great. They were rolling, and then they got a little bit of complacent in the second half. And then you blink of an eye, you know, 3-point bucket, get a stop. 3-point bucket, get a stop. 3-point bucket. Blinking of an eye, you cut a 9-point deficit down. And even Chris Wright was like, guys, we're playing with fire here. Like, why are we doing this? North Texas at Dallas, I think, shot for over 53% in the second half. So they got a little bit of lackluster, and were able to, you know, put an incredible 3 quarters. It was over half court shot buzzer beater to win the game. And you just don't want to put yourself in those positions. Now, I think Langston really learned a lot from that game because they've been a different team since then.
Right.
And they've really kind of bared down when in the situation. You got to figure out a way to really step on your opponent's throat. I know that sounds violent. It's pretty aggressive.
It is, but you've got to be able.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, and you do, and you got to see, can this team learn? See, what you may not know was 2 weeks before that, on January 23rd, it was the first home loss in 3 years for Langston when they lost to the College of the Ozarks. And the College of the Ozarks came in on a Thursday night, and Langston was playing with fire, and that fire caught by College of the Ozarks, and they take the lead and are coming down the floor here, and basically with 8 seconds left on the clock, Langston needs a stop. It's about 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and Cameron Bryce rips it at half court, drives down the floor on the other end, and blows the bunny layup. College of the Ozarks ends up winning the game 76-75. So when you're talking about pedigree, you know, about teams, that's the difference that you have to have teams learn how to play. Bryce Monroe knocks down another free throw now.
Right, and you see so many bad beats in basketball to where one thing can lead to another, and then that thing can lead to something, and before you know it, it can end up in a loss before you blink an eye. And that's the game of basketball, and that's why you've got to be consistent. Even when you do got a 20-point lead, just don't even look at the clock. Just play your possession and try to score and get a stop on the defensive end. You don't have to change up anything. Just keep playing hard.
Montez Young into the lane with the floater and knocks it down. That young man got to have around 27 points now. So, I mean, it's just outstanding what he's been able to do overall in the course of.
And he averages 14 a game. So he's way above his game average for the season. Oh, what a dish to McKinney.
And McKinney scores the basket there. Nice job overall.
Jamison Epps with the dime. My goodness, what a pass. Beautiful.
3:08 to go. Ball in the hands of Montez Young. Shot by Jihad. He can't get that shot to fall. Rebound pulled down, that one by Cameron Bryce. So coming across the timeline now. Swings it over to McKinney. And so now this is called execute, kill the clock.
Yeah.
And
well,
just continue.
Both teams are in the bonus here too. So, if they want to come up and foul you, so be it. You'll take the 2 free throws and move on. Oh, wow.
Difficult shot with 4 seconds on the clock. Not the best shot you would want to get there, but Bryce had to unload it. He didn't have a chance to fire that shot off. And then Senegal fires a shot. Was not his night tonight, and Cameron Bryce ends up with it. So about 2 minutes to go, just a little bit over 2 minutes to go now.
Let me ask you what you think about Bryce Monroe and Mario McKinney. I just think that guard duo is one of the best I've seen in the nation. They're just a great 1-2 punch. They feed off each other. I love that combination.
It's definitely one of the best combinations in the SAC. We'll have to see just how good it is when they start playing elite competition in the NAIA tournament. If the Lions are able to get back to that position that they're in, what you're looking at right now, and that's funny that you would talk about that, and I think that's a great topic to have with 6 seconds on the shot clock. They fire across court, going to be stolen by Vegas Evans. And into the lane, Vegas Evans goes bully ball against Cameron Bryce. Is going to get fouled. But Swick, just looking at the standings right now, if you're Langston, you're in spot 4. All right. Now you know that the winner of the Sooner Athletic Conference is going to get into the NAIA National Tournament. I don't think Coach Wright is. You're ranked in the top 25. You're ranked number 19. I think the Sooner Athletic Conference has a chance to get 3, maybe 4 into the national tournament. What do you think? Just basic. And the reason
I don't think it'll be much more than 4. I think 4's the max.
4's the max. I think it's 2.
You know, if you want to get into a shoe-in, you better get at least 2.
Right. So I think 2 get in.
Yeah.
So the question is, do they have to win the Sooner to get that 2? That's the question.
Well, I think that they probably need to go far. They need to go far. And at least, let's just say, worst case scenario, get to this championship game.
Okay, all right.
Get
I'm
to
with
the championship game. If you can do that, I think you'll be you'll be a proven commodity by that point because everybody respects the Sooner Athletic Conference.
Well,
there's a lot of good teams.
Well, that's true. It's a lot of good teams, but the Sooner has not gotten the love in this year to me nationally as they've had in the past. You know, and to me, that's kind of the problem that I have with how the conference has gone. And maybe I'm comparing the women's the women's side of the Sooner to the men's a little bit here. But overall, I think I agree with you. No more than 4. I think you can get 2, maybe 3 in. So the question is, how far do you have to go? So inside the pass, shot's going to be blocked there, sending Randolph to the free throw line. So the question is, if you're Langston, you want to finish as close to the top as you can. Get the top bid, but then you got to go to work in the Sooner Athletic Conference. And like you said, if you get to the conference title game, you don't win it, I still think you get an at-large bid.
Now, Nelson University's at the top. Langston beat them.
Yes, they did.
Right? Okay.
Yes, they did.
That's what I thought.
They beat them, but the problem is the next couple of weeks, Langston picked up another key loss.
Right.
And so that's really what it is as that shot falls there. So to me, same thing for Texas Wesleyan. You're going to have to get yourself in a position here. You're sitting at number 6 right now. The top 8 go. And going inside goes Cameron McCoy to the basket. He can't get the shot to fall.
Oh!
And they're going to call
Basket interference.
So basket interference, so that shot will count. So count the 2 for Cameron McCoy.
Yeah. And you look at the scores to some of the, Langston's games and a couple that they lost, and one was 1 point, one was a half-court buzzer beater. You just got to have an understanding of what this team really is, and they've had a couple bad beats, and I feel like they've learned from them. And tonight it's been all LU. It's been all Langston Lion basketball. They've controlled everything. They've done everything that they needed to do to have a convincing win. Tonight is a big win for them after being, taking a loss. Oh! Lotto again!
What a high-arcing shot. 8 seconds on the clock. 6 seconds on the clock. And then kissing it off the glass, shot no good as time expires.
That's ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
And the Lions are going to win by the score of 74-56. So that is the final of tonight's game. So as we look at how this panned out overall, Swig, tonight, Langston gets the sweep on the night. But I really want to ask the question to you, overall tonight, what was the most impressive part? Because to me, both these teams defended their home court well. Texas Wesleyan made a statement, 18-2 run. Langston comes out, makes a statement run in front of the home crowd tonight. They come out and make a statement early on in the game. We talked about their excellent shooting percentage. And so they come out, set the tone early, and Texas Wesleyan is reeling. They never got anything going from the offensive line. They never got anything going from the three-point line, from the free throw line. None of it worked out well for Texas Wesleyan tonight.
Yeah, it was just kind of a flip-flop of the last time that they played. And this time, Langston was the aggressor. They were setting the tempo. They were doing what they wanted to do and made a high percentage of their shots. They were taking high percentage shots and making them. They took a couple deep threes that went in, and Mar-a-Lago was really feeling it from the perimeter. But perimeter defense, I think, was, again, a very big key for this Langston Lion defense. They made it so tough for Texas Wesleyan to, score consistently and take good open shots. There wasn't very many open shots. And to hold Trey Senegal to the point total that he did, it was not a good offensive night for their leading scorer. I felt like Josh Smith really did some really good things on both sides. He's, offense and defensively in the paint. They shared the basketball. They play a very unselfish style. So everything was kind of working like tonight.
Right.
There wasn't one thing that, they really dominated in this area. It was like they did everything really well.
I kind of want to amend that just a little bit, if you don't mind. I think the Lions really shot well from three.
Yeah.
So I think the 3-point slate tonight, the team that shoots the three the best has had the upper hand in this one.
Right.
And it's how the other team handles the success of what the other team does well. When we look at the overall numbers, and we'll have a chance to look at the final stats here in a minute, but when we're looking at this overall game, Swick, what stood out to me more, like you said, the Langston Lions did a lot of the little things well in this one. They didn't do a lot of those things well, but obviously the impact of Bryce Monroe and then missing the key player for Texas Wesleyan. Both teams were without a player in each game of the matchup, so it may have to wait to the conference tournament before we could actually find out when they're at their best, and Langston's at their best, who actually is going to come out on top of this.
Yeah, we could see a third matchup of the season in the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament. And
count me in.
Wouldn't that be a sight to see?
Count me in.
So who knows how that's going to happen, but still got one game left, and you want to take care of USAO on Saturday and go into that postseason tournament, that conference tournament, feeling confident, feeling good, playing a good level of basketball. They played some good basketball today. You want to apply that one more time, and then you're set for the postseason.
Now, I'm going to ask you this, and then we can get ready to go ahead and have you choose the Super Prep player of the game. Do you think Chris Wright's at all happy with this one?
I think as a coach, he's always going to try and keep his team hungry. I don't know if he's going to quite give them that satisfaction of saying, guys, you finally did it. Well, I'm finally happy and satisfied. I don't think he's that type of coach. But I think if you were to bring him aside, away from everybody, he's got to be happy with the way.
You got to be happy.
I mean, to lose to this team by 17 10 days ago, come back and win by 18, that's a different. That's what we call improvement.
I one-upped you.
Right.
So, I mean, you have to overall feel better about it. So the Lions will advance to take on USAO on this weekend. The Langston improves to 20-7 on the season overall, 16-7 in the Sooner Athletic Conference, extending their winning streak now to 2. Texas Wesleyan, on the other hand, falls to 18-9, 14-9 overall, and their 4-game winning streak comes to an end. Both teams are going to want to win this weekend. Langston does have a slim chance of still finishing regular season champion, but they're going to need some help. Nelson's going to have to fall a couple of times. Same thing with John Brown, and they're going to have to get one loss against Wesylan Baptist. So they're going to need help to fall into that category. But 9 times out of 10, that won't happen. But nevertheless, you want to finish closest to the top as you can and give yourself the best chance to win. So we're going to go ahead. If you had to choose a super prep player of the game, who would it be tonight?
It's tough because it was a great team victory, and there were several players that did some really, really good things. And, again, I think that guard combination of Mario McKinney and Bryce Monroe is just lethal, and they're both experienced players too. But tonight, I think we got to give it to Mar-a-Lago. Just his 3-point shooting, I think, was the difference to really.
How about this? He hit the first 3 of the game, and he hit the last 3.
In stunning fashion.
And because he came out so aggressive, it set the tone for it. Yes, there's a lot of positive things to talk about what Bryce Monroe did because obviously he left his imprint on the game. But if Lotto comes out and plays like that, notice how wide open and other players were able to get better shots because Lotto came out and played aggressive. So an excellent selection
right.
for the player of the game.
Texas Wesylan, like their game plan was to try and slow down Bryce Monroe and Mario McKinney. That's every game plan that they run into. So when Omaro Lotto kind of comes out of the shadows and says, hey, you better game plan around me, it really makes it tough for opponents to come away with the victory. So I was pretty proud of him.
And because the Lions were making Texas Wesleyan take the ball from underneath the goal, meaning they'd take it out of bounds, the Lion defense was set and allowed them to do what you said best. Texas Wesleyan shot 3 well in the first game, and that was a point of emphasis tonight to remove that from them. And so, therefore, the Lion defense was able to lock in and do a better job at that.
Yeah, and, I'm going to go into the locker room after this game and interview a couple of players, Coach Chris Wright, and, play back that audio on the Morning Rush tomorrow on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 FM HD1. Around 9 a.m. tomorrow. So if you want to tune into that, KIMB FM Oklahoma City will have some post-game audio
coverage
and some coverage and talk about the next game for these Langston Lions basketball team.
So coming up on Saturday, if you're an LU fan on PPBC TV, starting at about 1:30, 2 o'clock tomorrow on Saturday, you can listen to spring homecoming, if you will. Basketball homecoming is this Saturday, sponsored by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Make sure you tune in for that game. We're going to wrap it up tonight. He's Jay Swick, Josh Swick. I am, of course, Maurice Prince. Want to thank you for tuning in tonight. OERB Greek night, total success. L's up as Langston's girls win by the score earlier, 64-61, while the boys win 74-56 tonight. Want to thank OERB for their coverage and want to thank all our sponsors tonight for everything that they have done. LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, of course, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and OERB. Good night, everybody.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at OER.